Hey guys, Blue Delta Wolf again with another Sweet 60. This one's called Grinning Malice. It's the black-red deck. It's like a death deck. It's a little bit like the green and black one, but with slightly different ways of working. So I'll take you through my Sweet 60 and how I run this deck. Like I said, it's themed on death, so I do have a lot of effects in the deck that give me an advantage when something dies, basically. So I run one Evolving Wilds because you need a little bit of ramp in this deck. I wanted to run two, but I swapped it out for another card. This card is amazing. If you do 2 or more damage any turn, you get a counter. When you finally got 3 counters, every time they put a card in the graveyard, they lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. So even if they just cast an instant spell, they lose 2 life, you gain 2 life. So I put 2 of them up there just to make sure I grabbed it at some point. I was going to run 3, but then it just weighed the deck down a bit too much. And it just kind of sits there and does its thing. You haven't got to worry about it. Later on it'll come into play. Whenever a creature dies, you gain a life. It's just simple. It costs 1, it's handy. Don't attack with it. Put creature card from the graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That synergizes really, really well with Vexing Devil. You see this? When it enters the battlefield, they have the choice to take 4 damage and you have to sacrifice it. So you put it on, they always sacrifice it unless they've got low health. And then you pay 1 mana and 1 health and you put it back on the field instantly. And they have to do it again. And then the second time round, they tend not to take the damage. So you can see how it's annoying. Very, very good card. That does -1/-1, that can kill some things, and you can tap a creature. So if you're scared of taking an attack, just tap it. Just get any card you need. A lot of removal. I mean, you need a lot of death in this deck for it to work. When creatures die, it buffs your other creatures. That guy's good. I put him in there, even though he can't block. It's only 3 for 4/4, so he's a bit of a blocker. No, he's a bit of a blocker. He forces them to block because he's quite a hard hitter for a low price. So it's in a way it's like cheap creature removal. Lightning, they have to discard 2 cards and it deals 3 damage to them, which synergizes with that first card I showed you. So that gives you a counter. She deals 1 damage to target creature. Whenever it dies, she gets a +1/1. So that one can be buffed quite high. Whenever a creature dies, he deals 1 damage to target player, so that's also good. 2 of them out would be good. Whenever a creature dies, you put 1/1 on this guy. He can become quite powerful. Black and red get buffed by 1/1. Just another liege. Very, very strong. And if anyone wants to get rid of it, because it's only got 1 health, they have to take 4 health damage. So that's a very, very good card. Hellhole Rats, amazing. When they enter the field, the player discards a card, and the rats deal damage to the player equal to that card's converted mana cost. So don't, if you catch them with a heavy card in their hand, very, very good. He's another one that gets buffed when things die. I thought initially he was a bit expensive, but there's not many, there's not many. It's a good card, basically. Things are going to be dying. He'll be 4/4 in no time, maybe even higher. Another one, when he comes in, you look at the hand, and he reveals a card at random, and you deal damage equal to the converted mana cost. Destroy land with that. Cascade is amazing. Basically, anything previous to this card, so anything in this direction, if it comes up, will get casted instantly. Demigod of Revenge, absolutely amazing. Flying, haste, when he dies, he goes to the graveyard, but he doesn't stay there long. When you summon another one, it comes out of the graveyard and back on the field. If you've got 2 in the graveyard and you summon the 3rd, you get 3 Demigod of Revenge up for the price of 1 with haste. So very, very good. This guy is just brilliant for controlling death. When something dies, you put a 1/1 counter on it and remove a 1/1 counter to deal 1 damage. So if you can kill something, you get the counters back, and then you can kill something else, you get the counters back. Do you see what I mean? It's really, really strong. So I run 2 of them to make sure I draw it. And the final one is like a bigger version of that. So you pay to deal damage. When something dies, he gets a 1/1. So I did like that card. That's my black-red, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Thanks for watching my videos as always. Feel free to rate and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. I'll be back in the future with more. Thanks again. Take it easy.